I ain't got no time for these niggas. I don't wanna talk like Breeze with the 9, little nigga. I knock off your block. Been steady on my grind, getting money. I ain't making chops. For 100 spin the tires, and I really keep the engine stopped.
Urban Migration, you know what it is. Another episode in the bucket. You know, we got Jay Bravo in the house. You know what it is. I got my host. He knows his name.
I forget sometimes.
So
What up, yo? It's Jordan Lewis.
Jordan Lewis. You guys hold up down for today because you know he going under his allergies. My bad, I'm telling everybody.
Oh, it's all
Just in
good,
case
yo.
You guys see him nodding off on the back.
In case my voice sounds a little deep like.
Alright, it is what it is. But yes, we got a special guest in the spot. You know, introduce yourself to Calgary YYC.
What's up? I'm Jay Bravo. I'm a rapper. I've been rapping forever. Got an album out right now. Love That Bravo. Go check that out.
Okay, so
The Urban Migration Podcast is sponsored by G Original Clothing, Third Degree Everywhere, Jump Shot Records, Comets Crew.
let's start it. So like you said, we're gonna start off from the nitty gritty. Like you said, you've been rapping forever. I know. What's forever like?
Oh man, I've been rapping since 2000, I'd say 2008.
2008. Shit, that's
Yeah.
forever still.
Yeah, I've been rapping for a minute. My bro had a studio in the crib,
Okay.
and we shared a bedroom. So when people were coming to the house to record, they're recording in my bedroom. So I got to see that probably as early as 8 years old.
Oh, so you were branded for this.
Yeah, exactly. I was doing
Fucking with your brother's
shit,
machine. Yo, don't touch my shit.
Yeah.
Everything, yeah.
The closet full of CDs.
Oh, man. Those times.
All types of albums, burnt CDs, everything. So, I've been around it for a long time. And then when I was in high school, I started to work on music myself.
Okay.
Write my own music. Start recording in the studio. They had this spot over at Western Road in Lawrence back in Toronto.
Okay.
Called Urban Arts.
Okay.
And they just had the studio. You can go there.
I swear I heard
for
about.
free.
I swear I heard about that spot before.
Record.
Yeah.
So that's where I actually started really recording regularly. Was at Urban Arts, and then I moved up to Peach over at Jane and I think it was Eddystone.
Okay.
There, just between Finch and Shepherd.
This guy was in the gutter.
Yeah.
Everybody in Calgary knows in Toronto, those places where he lives in the West End, you know, those places it's hard to come out of those places unscarred, you know, without, even if you're trying to make it, regardless of school or music, basketball, if you come out, Shay, NBA, he came out of that West End right there, and that's probably the only person we can really talk about. Besides the rappers, we want to go into the rappers' names and shit, but you don't see anybody coming out of there.
No.
You know what I mean? And I know I had my reasons for. So let's just go back with the music. Like you said, in the closet, seeing all the CDs and people coming over and the late nights, the smoke and man's writing in the book. You read that's that. I think that's how you will fall in love with music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
For sure. You're around it all the time. You're seeing people, make their mistakes on the mic,
Yeah.
come back, say a line, they don't like it. So you see it, all the processes. Everyone has their own process.
yeah.
So you get the behind the scenes before you actually start working on the music.
So you're
It
ready.
allows you to you don't have to make as many mistakes as other people are making on the way to making a song.
So you got to master. He got that chance to master everything.
Master, yeah. But what's the oldest track that we could find of you if we tried? Because 2008's a minute ago.
Damn.
But that you said you started recording at Urban Arts, so that's probably when you started releasing too, eh? Or did you
Yeah.
release before?
The oldest track you'll probably find of me, I don't even know where you'll find it. To be
Bandcamp.
honest with you,
YouTube.
YouTube, maybe Hot New about 2 songs specifically. One song was produced by my boy Freeway Freddy,
Yeah.
back in Toronto. Baddest Chick. That song was probably one of the first songs I've ever released. I actually got to perform that in front of Maestro Fresh West at this event called Culture Shock back in Toronto.
Yes, I remember that spot.
And then other song would be Tattoos and Nice Shoes. that song was produced by my boy Shaim. He got to work on. He actually worked on a couple of big tracks too. You know J Soul from
Yes.
that Toronto Plaza Motel album he came out with. My boy Shaim.
Okay, yeah, it was like a compilation album type of shit, right? Yeah, okay.
He produced a lot of music off of that, and back when he was first producing, he gave me.
Are those guys still around? They're doing the music stuff? Yo, you guys send the music, bro. We want to hear it. Send it to Urban Migration first so we can put it out. So be like, what the hell's going on in there?
Yeah, man. So he sent me a beat way back in the day. This is like when we first like really started working on music.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote on it, killed it. I performed it a few places, but yeah. So that was the first. That's probably the earliest stuff you could find from me.
So when did you since you've been in Calgary, you've been out here like how long now?
2 years now.
2 years, right?
Yeah.
How I guess I could ask you because you would know, like, notice the difference in the music scene, right?
Definitely.
And before you came here, did you really realize the music out here? Like, did you have any clue if there was music popular?
Yeah, it's fun. It's actually kind of funny because when I came here, in my head, I didn't know what to expect musically.
Yeah.
In my head, I thought to myself, like, you know, if I'm not making as much music as I used to, then that's fine. It is what it is. It's just, it was kind of like a sacrifice I was willing to take upon moving, you know, my family out here.
Yes.
But then when I got here, literally the first day I got here, I got lost actually. Just riding around on the scooters.
Yeah.
I was trying to go to find a UPS.
You saw the scooters quick and got on it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Sky,
Yeah,
you don't have that.
We don't have those in Toronto.
Sky said, oh shit!
Gotta try
They
this.
don't use this? What the fuck? I can't bring it back? So how come, bro? I know you thought about it. I'm just
I
gonna
gotta
take this
bring it
home,
back.
bro.
Yo, in my head, I'm like,
I'm taking this home.
how they gonna just let me ride this far without
Yeah.
like, I know they got my card information, but like,
I was shocked too. I thought I was gonna get rich. I was like, I can take all of them, take out the GPSs,
Take out the
spray paint this
GPS.
shit, and sell it. My girl's like, my shorty's like, it's just not Toronto. I was like, you could just leave the shit anywhere.
oh, yo.
It was different. It was different.
That's
That was a
crazy.
culture.
That's culture shock.
That was a color shock.
you don't
Just
like that,
scooters
eh?
being left out there. Motherfuckers would have stole
I
that
was
shit.
blown away. But I got on the scooter and I went the wrong way down. I don't know what street it was.
Yeah.
Passed by this restaurant called Nina, and they were having an event called Summer Revolution.
Yes.
And like when I say this event was like just popping, like they had all types of artists. You had like, you know, musicians. You had, you know, visual artists. You had you know, seamstress out there. They had a fashion show, and then they had that Smiley headlining. So it was a whole big event, and like in my head, I thought to myself, like, yo, people are just doing this. Like, it don't have to be like,
or super organized, super like, I know what you mean.
You think there's no crazy millionaire behind this funding it, nothing?
Yes,
and
yes.
we're in downtown Calgary having an event like this. Like, nah, this is a city for me right now. That's how I felt. Like, as soon as I seen that event, I'm like, okay, I'm in the right place.
And I was like thinking about the venues that they give out here to people. I was like, you're allowed to do a thing here at Bret Hart's place in a casino? Are you kidding me? They would never let it. I don't know how to explain it. I guess because we fuck up, or people fuck up situations and there's things out there.
Yeah.
The places that you have to go to, you don't even want to go. You have to drive behind some alleyway just to go into some fucking thing. You're like, this doesn't look safe.
Yeah.
You know, there's two big ass bouncers with the lights on. They're just like, you know, this is where we have to perform. Like, but you go there and suck it up. 70% of chance something might happen. You gotta go worry about all that shit. Over here, I'm just seeing everybody have fun in the craziest venues, and just that I would never even that we would bring artists from out of town to come to.
Yeah,
those are the time you can get venues like that if you're just paying 10 bands.
Well, yo, on that note though, like there's places I tried to book at like 5-ish years ago, and you tell them it's hip hop and rap, and they'd be like, I don't know if we want that crowd. So maybe things have changed in Calgary, like post COVID. Maybe I don't know.
No, because on your interview, which we're gonna see soon, you kind of explained that too, that the momentum and the change that's happened in Calgary within the last 5 years. You know what I mean? So I wasn't here to see it, but I guess.
Well, it's cool what you say that there's no millionaire behind it, because I would imagine most of those parties are like funded by people, and there's like 100 to 1,000 people, and you need that funding initially to get something off the ground. So
exactly, like to me, it was just the idea that, like, you know, an average person who may have a day job can host an event that just host an event that even takes place downtown.
That even takes place.
And then on top of it, you got like actually people showing up, and you know,
the support system.
It was crazy, and there was a lot of artists that I never heard about prior to that day that you know I still listen to now. So
sick.
So like definitely like the talent in the city is crazy.
Yeah,
Facts. Different too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not to take anything away from anything in Toronto. You know what I mean? We have a lot of great artists. I think the content out there, it's really at one bar. You know what I mean? I don't think, I know there's a lot of rappers out there that do different type of music, but then you're not really being heard unless you're talking about that type of shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
You gotta get into the polys. You gotta get into all this shit. Like the money has to be there. Your video has to be a certain way. If you don't have Balenciagas on, it's not the numbers are not, and it's not taking any away from that music and the young youths. I love all the young youths doing their shit, but the content is kind of boring, you know? Slapping your mans and them and, you know, smoking on this and, yeah, go and live. This is how we're older. I'm not saying, I know there's a lot of young kids out there in Toronto too that do want to do different music, but they're just scared that someone's going to call them out. Yo, you're a waste youth. Once that happens, it's a follow fashion thing out there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Over here, I think that you're allowed to be, you're more yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In Toronto, there is a gender rappers that do things, but they don't usually represent Toronto if they're doing that. They just become an artist.
Yeah.
Over here, I see Calgary artists are allowed to represent themselves as Calgary, be their self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And without no one judging them. And I was like, yo, I kind of respected that. You know what I mean? Because and then, you know, there's like I said, there's a little base in Toronto that people do, but they're not going nowhere with that, you know. And they would love to connect with other artists around Canada that are actually feeling that type of vibe. I don't feel like it has to be that. How do you feel about that?
I feel like what, like as far as like Calgary is concerned, that there's much more focus on the art itself. You know, I mean, like you run, like I go to a show, I meet tons of different artists, and it's like perform music, we enjoy each other's music, and it's left at that.
That's it.
But I find that like in Toronto, there's a lot more. There's a whole lot of other stuff behind the music, obviously.
Yes.
But also on top of it, I don't think people are given credit strictly on the merit of their music alone. I think that a lot of the people that are, you know, I feel like there's a lot of really, really talented artists in Toronto that no one's ever heard of.
You're never gonna.
You know what I'm saying? And I think you maybe never hear of them because I don't think that Toronto as a city gives people their love based on just the merit of the music and the quality of the music. Yes. I think it has to, what's your story, or where are you from?
How much people you shot, how much time you went to jail. Where's that's your only chain you have? Like, damn, not even one chain can't go on live.
So I feel like as a result, you get a lot of good music that just doesn't get heard.
It doesn't get heard.
And then you get a lot of great artists that don't want to make music anymore.
Because they feel, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know I know a lot of artists, great artists out there, they're just like, I can't be bothered because someone's going to call me out.
How long have it been like that though? Like,
man, I think
always?
I'll say, not always, but in the last, like, I'll say
15
years, it's been really like it's just a scene. You have to be, like, either people have to know you from somewhere, or
you have to be street. Right now, sorry to cut you off. Right now, a lot of drug dealers and people that are big guys in the streets are becoming rappers. Yeah, because it's easier for them to blow.
Because they can fund it.
They're funded, and their street cred is more important than your actual lyrics. You can go out there and be like, "Hey, a man get shot. B, C, a man get shot. D," and the man are like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
See, you're like, you know who that is, though? That's why you that runs that. It's not even about what he just said on the music, you know?
Yeah, the music, like this is like I said, there's a lot of talent in Toronto.
A whole bunch, almost
a lot of talent, but it's just I feel like it's saturated in the city. So like, but here I feel like there's a lot of talent, but it's not oversaturated. You got a lot of people putting a lot of talent, a lot of music out, and as a result, like, and showcasing the talent too. It's a big one, right? I love
the showcases out here. I won't lie. I think the positivity and the vibe is way more better.
Yeah.
Like over there in Toronto, you gotta juggle, flip, Chris Brown it up for people. It's a Screwface capital, right? Over here, as soon as before you get on stage, people are giving you claps. You know what it does to an artist? That just takes a whole bunch of butterflies out their stomach, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I never see, give it up for this person. Everybody's like, woo! Yeah. Before you get up there, motherfuckers like, shit. How you guys doing? Woo! You don't hear that. You'll just hear crickets over there.
Like, you'll get a few spots in the city where, like, it's an artist, paradise. Yeah. Like, those places, there's sanctuary. But, like, they're just few and far between. Especially in a place as big as Toronto, you would think that there'd be more, like, opportunity available for, underground artists to showcase their talent, but I don't think there's not as much as there should be. I think personally.
Well, we were all at Hitman's show last Friday. How long ago was it? April 27th, something. Time's flying.
We're busy.
But like, let's use that for a reference point because we were all there. Like, how is that different from any other shows that y'all been to, successful or unsuccessful in Toronto? Or like, what would you guys like to see from the Toronto scene that they did there that could improve that? Because, like, that's what we're trying to do, more or less, right?
I'll give you a perfect example.
Yeah, let's go.
Bret Hart, Hitman's Bar.
There you go. That's that right there.
Yeah. I'll say it from my perspective. Like, Bret, when I was a kid growing up, like, really young, Bret Hart was the man.
Word. So you had some nostalgia.
Oh, bro. Like, Bret Hart.
If I see him right now, I'll be fucking like, oh, shit.
If I saw, like, the truth is, if I ever beat that man, like, I'll lose it. I'm a fan of Bret Hart. I'm a fan.
I swear I know him. Like, if I saw him, I'd be like, yo, what up, dog? How's Bulldog?
I was as mad as he was during the Montreal screw job. I was just as mad. So, like, when I say I'm a fan of Bret Hart, I'm a fan. So
with Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Oh shit! Don't let's bring it. Don't bring
that man's name. But, like, all I have to say, like, someone as big as him hosting an event for people like us.
Yeah, true.
That won't happen in Toronto.
Big up Brett. Yeah, I know that's true. That won't. They're not even giving it, like, especially not hip hop. Are you fucking?
Not hip hop. No way.
Yeah.
But then that's our fault. That was Toronto's fault because we lost that ability to do that because you have this couple young youths or just anybody adolescents just obviously shooting up the place and. Like going to that extreme, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like it ruined a lot of things for a lot of artists, which is true. Yeah. And that's not why, anybody flew out to go do anything different. Like, just like you said, when I came up here, I needed to do music. It's probably going to just come to me, energy-wise. Like, I just found a studio and I started going there and just meeting people, and I'm just going to be attracted to that. Yeah. So I knew I was going to end up finding myself into that circle no matter what. We're music babies, so it's going to...
Music baby.
You know what I mean? But another thing I want to ask you, do you do beats? You make beats?
You know what?
No, I don't, bro. This guy's like,
I knew these guys were gonna
you guys are watching me, bro.
Yeah, I haven't made beats in a while, but yeah, I make beats.
You make beats, okay.
I have a few beats out there that a few songs actually on my own beats too. So, but yeah, I do a little something on FL.
Like nowadays.
I haven't done it in a while, but I'm trying to teach myself guitar, so I might get back.
That's gonna be a hard thing to do, but it depends because I tried it. Love it. If you can rock guitar, it's awesome. That and piano, two great things to learn. Shaka Berry beat. What's that? Shaka Berry. Whose beat is that?
Oh, Shishkaberry?
Shishkaberry, my bad. Shaka Berry. Shaka Berry.
I made that one.
That is?
Yeah.
I need that, bro.
Oh,
I need that,
bro. I have a side. I heard that and I was like, but wait. I was praying that he didn't have nothing on it. But we'll talk about that on the read though. But I need that stuff.
Are you serious? Is it recent?
I don't know when it's
I made that so
music's timeless.
I actually I stopped making music for a while. I used to play football and stuff, right?
Oh, word.
And then 2020 when we're all locked down, I decided let me start doing music again, and that's when I started making beats. Okay. So I made that one 2020, bro. And I was like, whatever.
See, it doesn't even matter.
As long as it's not sold or leaked.
Jamaican had beats in his thing for all 8-9 years. And then next thing you know, you're here, meet me at the altar. Like, how'd that be for that?
That one's yours for sure.
For sending my respect, I appreciate it. Talking about football, so I heard you playing basketball now.
Yeah, I mean, so basketball was the first sport for me.
How old are you right now?
33.
Shit. Yeah. Fucking, I have no time. The way my knees work.
I'm feeling it these days too.
But
how about you?
But you just love the sport, I guess.
Bro, I got after a game, I gotta go in the hot tub, stretch for an hour. It's serious right now.
You're honest. Yeah, the body moves different, right? I remember playing ball for 5-6 hours straight.
Yeah.
Go home.
eat a whole pizza and do it again the next day.
Times changed, bro.
Yo, play basketball for an hour and I'm like, feel like I went into a car accident.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. I don't think I'm at my peak in terms of like competitive sports because like I feel like anybody 10 years younger than me could probably dummy me at all at this point.
Bro, I thought I had something still, and I ain't no wrong. I have some days where I'm showing up, but then I got some other days where I can't put the ball in the hole for some reason. Man. I just can't, and it's making me it's humbling. That's for sure.
Well, it's one of those things where if you don't practice it, you kind of lose your edge, right?
Facts.
When we were younger, we used to practice, like, I used to have a basketball court on my garage pad, so it was, like, every day, like, for 2 hours at least.
Practice, yo. Fuck. I was like Iverson. Practice? Shit. Talk about practice? I hated that shit.
Me and my boys would go at each other every day. Yeah. That was our practice.
That was I felt like, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to run around no fucking field right now, bro. It's bullshit. What does that have to do with basketball? But I get it.
Yeah, man. So, I mean... No, I was heavy into it. I was training. I was like from as early as I can remember. My older brother, he used to have me run on the track across the street from my at my high school. Run around the track 10 times a night.
Okay,
10 laps every night.
Conditioning.
Oh yeah. So my conditioning was crazy. Then I became a grown man. Stopped playing football. Stopped playing sports, and now my conditioning. Smoke weed.
It's conditioning and the music. And conditioning. So what's Let's get back to this music. So where do you want to see yourself in the next, let's just say 2 years? And before you answer that question, did you currently made an album or mixtape Black Gold or something? Like what's the
that
album?
one? Oh, so I dropped Love Desperado in November.
Okay.
And then I started working on an EP, Black Gold. But then the direction of it switched up a little bit because the EP would start to become an album. So I decided
most of the
usually
the second
album.
So
That happens when you're passionate.
Yeah. So the second album's in the works right now. Title, not certain yet, but it's coming. It's coming soon. It'll be probably here by the end of the year.
Do you have like a very strategic creative process?
No, man, I'm a madman with it. So
Yeah,
I'm a madman. Like,
same with this guy.
I knew you were gonna do it, but it is.
Like I used to be very, very strict with how I like write, put
Yeah.
everything together, but then I got a serious case of writer's block one time, and I just couldn't write anything. No beat could create give me any inspiration. So one day I booked a session, went to the studio, and I just said, you know what, play some beats, and did it all top of my head, and that's how I do it now.
Your brain needed to sleep. I'm telling
Yes.
you, we have a episode we were talking about writer's block, right?
Yeah.
I think it was Types. Was it Types we were talking about?
Yeah, it was.
Like, you know, and then you can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? A lot of big stars, when they go through that shit, as fuck. That's when they start getting writers and shit. And then they start, it can go all over. Because I know a lot of artists is when they don't feel it. I know you did this before. You've did a track and people are like, yo, it's blessed. And you go home and you just do not like it. Didn't come out the way you wanted to. But everybody's telling you, and in your fucking heart, you're like, that's not what it is. And you just need this. It's not even perfectionist. No, it's actually just because you knew how you did it in the washroom.
Yeah,
you knew how it was, but
but
you just accepted it. So, but the writer's block too, it happens. I think it's just like it's your talent resting. You know what I mean? And then after you find yourself, then you're like, holy shit, I'm sick. Like you just gotta sleep it off. You know what I mean? But
well, some people also say like people they go through like manic periods of writing a lot, and then when they don't for like a very long period. And like I'm comfortable believing that you have to kind of live life to have something to write about. And so that's sometimes where the writer's block comes from, where you got to go through some shit in order to be like, all right, this is where my story continues or where this track continues.
yeah, I think if you're not mind creative a lot of people are not creative, but a lot of people are very good at making music.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be creative to make music. Some people could just be going through the most craziest shit and make the best album. Once that crazy shit stops happening, you can't write anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You notice how some people need to be going through the fuckery. Like Kanye, maybe, I think.
Well,
I think Kanye needs to go through.
Right after.
Yeah.
A lot of R&B singers.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of R&B singers either need writers or they need to keep going through the bullshit. If they don't go through heartbreak and they don't go through, they're gonna either sing somebody else's life.
Yeah.
And that's what they end up doing after a while, or just keep singing. Because no one wants to hear a rapper's problem when you're rich.
It's true.
I was thinking about this for like, I don't know how y'all feel about Russ. Yeah, I know he had some fucking drama lately, but
Who?
Russ?
Oh.
I don't know Russ.
Which, I know Russ,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I'm not familiar with the drama.
Oh, no, fair. Well, sorry, the reason I brought him up is because he's one of those guys who was like an underdog and then came up out of nowhere, and then that was his big story. Is like, you can do it yourself, you can do it independent.
White
Now-
boy with curly hair?
White boy, curly hair, long hair.
See, I know these things.
Yeah, he's like, I see him in my mind. But yeah, he's one of those guys who's kind of like a victim of his own success. Is like, you can't write about the underdog come up story anymore once you're not the underdog.
Yeah,
coming
once
out.
you're not, right?
Yeah.
That's why people always fall in love with an artist's first album, because after that first album, they got the success from the first album.
Yeah.
What are you gonna write about next?
Unless you're mod like DMX.
Well, yeah.
unless you're a millionaire still driving remote control cars, eating at McDonald's. Then
right.
he can't get out of his world, right?
Well, and then that don't work out. So
What
well
about
for most people.
collaborations? Don't you think that's another thing that people should be doing more? Like,
Absolutely.
finding like different, just different part of you, like like.
Well, I mean, definitely. I mean, for me, like when I that's something else that happened when I moved out here. It's one of the first things I did was collaborate with the Calgary artist. The Fool was on my album.
I'll say.
He was on that track called Goons.
Goons,
He
okay.
gave me a verse. Appreciate him.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Big up for
Like,
what you done though.
I saw him. He performed at that same Summer Revolution event, and
Okay.
he was super cool to me. Like, got me into the event, and everything.
Showed mad love.
Showed me mad love. So I was like, yo, we need to collab, and I sent him the track. He was down for it. He sent me back the verse. By the time the album was ready, I was like, yo, I got my feature. It was a hit, and we put that out. People were loving it. So
Okay.
I plan to, for this next album, I plan to definitely collab with more Calgary artists for sure.
Okay.
I want the album to really feel a lot different from my first album. I feel like my first album was good. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I still bump that shit like it's new. But
You have it on a CD, or we can just get it on Spotify or something like
all
that?
platforms.
All platforms?
All platforms.
I'm going to go take it in still. You better be right, fam.
But this album is just gonna be on a different energy, living in a different part of my life,
Okay.
telling a different part of my story. So,
Sensitive side, or seems like you're leaning that direction with the way you speak.
I'm more of in a positive side.
Interesting. As for the move to Calgary, or
Yeah. I mean, it plays a major factor. For
Oh,
sure.
really?
Yeah. I mean, like coming to Calgary, healing, growing.
where?
You know what I mean? Like I'll straight say it, like the content of my first album, I mean, it's not all about that, but it was really fueled by me losing my mom in 2019.
Or
Right? So like that's what really, I think, put me back on the path towards music.
Sorry to hear that. R.I.P.
Yeah,
I know,
R.I.P.
but
It was tough, and I was dealing with the grieving process with it and everything like that. It put me in a really, really dark place, and I found that music was the only thing that like at least temporarily healed me in that time.
Mhm.
So I just dove in head first, music, because that was the only thing that in my mind was going right in that moment.
Mhm.
And 5-6 years later, I'm in a much better headspace, and I'm still doing music. So I feel like in a
We're
lot
on a
of ways,
podcast right now.
there you go.
You know what I mean?
Music's-
Momsy got you. Don't watch nothing.
music. I feel like music saved me in a lot of ways, like because shoot, like where my head was at when I was in 2019, 2020, like I just it could never ended good for me, So
You couldn't,
yeah.
Well, you rap about some. I was listening to your 2020 track. I forget what it's called, but you rap about some dark shit, some hood shit. And it seems like I don't know if you were living it at that point or just like kind of get in and out, and that's finally when you got to get on the track. But hearing perspective, where I don't know, that's like your therapy at that point, or
Yeah, definitely. I say like losing my mom made me realize I had to unpack a lot of things in my life. Just
Okay.
not just like that point in my life, but like when you're growing up in the hood, you're losing people in your life, like, for no reason, you're seeing all types of craziness. And like where we're from, we don't just go to therapy. We don't just talk about these things. We don't, like, people always say, no, just tough it out.
yeah,
Right?
be a
So,
fucking man.
then I lose my mom, that's literally my world. I didn't grow up with my dad. Right?
And they want you to do the same thing.
People, expect you to just, go drink some Henny and smoke some weed and
Just
move
keep
on
it
the
moving.
next day.
Yeah,
But I tried that and too many times, and I couldn't move on with the next day. right? So like I had to find another route, and with like therapy, but all the music skills, I was able to find my therapy through music. And you know, like I'm lucky enough to say that I have the ability to create music, but you know, other people going through that kind of stuff, you know what I mean, they may not have the ability to, you know, an outlet.
That's a fair way of thinking too, bro, because a lot of people can easily say, oh, you know, I found my music and I found this, but a lot of guys that don't even have talent or something like that, you know what they find? Either other people that are going to steer them the wrong way and how to deal with that issue of loss, or they're just going to find themselves just angry to the enough that anything snaps, anything triggers, and next thing you know, you're doing 2015, a sauce, lost in the sauce, you would say.
I've seen it too many times, man. You see someone lose either a family member or a close friend, and then
Crash out.
now all of a sudden, you always see them on the block.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, I lost my mom as a grown man, so you know, you have a lot more, like, you know, adult level of method of thinking, so you don't end up crashing out like that. But you know, I lost a lot of people when I was a teenager. Like I said, my mom. One thing I could say is that my mom, she steered me in the right path. So. And like, to be honest, like, I mean, I seen too much mess to actually really dive down the wrong path too hard.
You would think, eh?
You know?
You would think motherfuckers would catch that. Like, no, it's not true, because it's not what you know is, you know what I mean? And then you don't know what to do, but you know what not to do. You know what I mean? Like, I would think that a lot of my children or friends wouldn't get caught up in the shit I got caught up, but everybody sometimes needs to get the belt themselves, you know? You know what I mean? You can't, it feels like that because you can say anything you want to a person and show them game, and they'll just look at you and say, you know, OG, I'm just gonna do it. It's different how it worked. The game don't change, just the players.
Don't worry about me, I'm good.
The game don't change, the players just change. You know, you might think you know it all.
Everyone thinks they're smarter than the last.
The last, not time, because the only thing I see now is just the kids are getting way much more time younger. You know, we have a 17-year-old talking about you got 11 years. That means you were 6 when you still go back. Yo, bro. Yeah. But back to this. Let's get up on the music with you. You know what I mean? And another thing, bro. You know what? I don't say that you owe it to yourself, and you know you owe it to your mom. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm sure she used to be like, yo, try to push you in the right vibe, and I could tell just from the way you speak, like you're very humble. You know, you're very mindset, and change is motherfucking hard to do. Sorry, Zach, about that. You can cut that out. There's people like
I've been cussing the whole time too. I'm sorry.
you sick, so you have to. But like, you know, so I know that I can see you doing your thing. You know what I mean? And no matter what, I can see you can find your path and how to do it. You know how the game works, and I don't see that you're trying to be Drake or trying to be all you love music, right?
That's it, man.
So as long as you're doing what you do, as long as you can get paid for it, it's a blessing. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you, like, there was once upon a time I would say, you know, I want my music to blow, I want the world to hear my music, and that's what mattered to me, and that's why I was making music. But the truth is that, like whether 1 million people hear my song or 2 people hear my song, I'm happy.
You're happy.
You know what I mean? Because, like, the truth is like, I enjoy the process of making music. And it's funny because it's like, I'm an athlete. I played sports, everything like that. And every coach, every, you know, great player always tells you to fall in love with the process. Right?
Eat, sleep, breathe that shit.
Yeah. And the results will come. Don't worry about the results. So, and it's like, you hear it all the time, but you don't really, like, I think the first time I truly understood that is with music. Like, because, like, I mean, the path of a musician is a battle.
It's a battle.
You know, but if you, like, for me, what's helped that battle become a lot easier is just really enjoying the process. You know, I love when I tweak something on a song that no one else can hear but me. But, like, it's just, to me, I can't get over it. This is the type of person I love doing music. But you know why? Because, you know why? Because at the end, it's that, and when it's easy to work with, when you're in this booth and you're going to create something, it's just open-minded, everything's great. If they're gonna tell you that, they won't tell you don't do this, don't say most do it this way, or do it. And it's just easy to connect with people like this when you do it. I can tell that it'll be easy to beat. Even just choosing beats, be like, whatever, let's get on it, let's do it. We'll fucking conquer that beat. You're like, nigga, this guy wants to do some science. But
science.
No, but sometimes you gotta even test yourself when you do music. I wouldn't mind working with you in the near future for sure. You know what I mean?
Bro, for sure.
Well, on that note, how do you, like you said, you're gonna do a bunch of collabs for this next one? How do you filter out who you do and don't work with, if that's even a thing? where you decided you don't work with?
I feel, in a lot of ways, most people filter themselves out.
Oh yeah, I guess. Eh?
Yeah,
Through the meeting process,
you send music to people, and whoever sends it back might get on the album.
Hey.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good thing to do
I
too. A
never
lot of
thought of it
people,
that way.
yeah, send your music out. Like right now, we have like in this whole vibe that we're doing on urban migration, right? We have the vibe where people have the opportunity to do music with each other. That's one of the things I'm trying to set up too. Like if you hear somebody, we give you access of getting with them. You know what I mean? It might make a hit. You know, it not might, but I believe like as long as people start working with each other, and keep that wall down, and you get a lot of hits from collabs. I'm telling you. You know what I mean?
I mean, there's just like sound that you're like, there's a, especially since I moved to Calgary, but like there's a lot of artists that just they make music I will never make.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
They hear music in a different
A
way.
different way. Getting
You know
together,
what I'm
you guys, what? It'd be something.
Yeah, like if I can get a certain sound on my album that is something that I would have never even imagined, like before meeting or hearing this artist.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I live for on a collab. You know.
I think I'm gonna get on that and keep that pumping more and try to get on board with our whole vibe was getting everybody to migrate with each other, because I think that's a great thing. I love hearing like people collab. You know what I mean? We've been listening to that for years. When Biggie gets on a song with Jada, or this gets that, this guy with that. Come on, you know what I mean?
My favorite artist was Lil Wayne, and you know
Okay,
what this guy was on the features.
He was he was slaughtering people's features.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean?
Going on other people's beats on his mixtapes, like
Yeah, that was amazing. You know what I mean?
So like when I talk about working with other artists, like that's what I think. Like I'm like, yo, I want some of my best verses come on another person's track.
Of course,
You know
it
what I mean?
usually happens that way too, because you take yourself out of your own realm. You know what I mean? And you're like, shit, I didn't even know I was that nice. You know? You're like, what do I fuck? I'm changing
That's
my
what
beats.
it is.
It's true. Now you want to get on the whole.
You almost play a character in the moment, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
So true.
You find a different, like, oh wait, I can rap on this kind of beat. Oh, okay, like.
Or even on this subject, or even with this like guy who I'd never matched style with before.
Exactly.
So that's the cool thing too, is because I don't think there's any true formula for what pops and what's successful, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people want to say these days that it's the artist and they're like you're marketing yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if that's the case these days, because how do you what do you think is the secret to building fans or like building a following or gaining momentum?
Man, you know what? I used to care so much about
Hey.
that. I used to care so much about like what was the secret, but honestly, the truth is like I don't.
There is no formula.
I don't
I
care
think that's
about
it,
the
though, what you
formula,
said.
man. Like
Fall in love with the craft and then the rest shall come.
yeah, exactly it, man. Like for me, maybe that's the formula.
I
And if that's the formula, then I'm on the right
I
path.
think the formula is actually one of the best formulas, like they say, is just stick with it. But you also
Don't
have
quit.
to know, like with your case, you were just saying earlier, we were talking about, like I have that problem too, being upfront with myself, knowing my worth, like putting out shit. Like I was asking you about your Instagram, and you're like, how come you don't have too much things? And you're like, you know what, I don't fucking know. you're like, bro, I want to put out stuff, and it's like you don't. And I guess it's hard to do things by yourself. I won't even lie. You think you think that you can, you know what I mean? And some people can. I know some people that are very, very intact with their music. They know this, they know how to do this on the computer, but I'm not like that. I don't even know how to download certain things, you know what I mean? So you gotta, one thing I understand, you gotta stay with your fans. Some people these days too,
Front door open.
people get lost off of you in a second, but if you have your fans, people want to hear you. You might not think so,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But people love to see content, and once you do that, you keep on putting out, you almost annoy people to love you, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But then you can't do, if you're not good, like I'm not taking nothing from no artists out there. There's a lot of people that bombard people with stuff, and you're just like, bro, you need a lot more work before you be moving like that. You have 100,000, you put out 10,000 things a day, dude. And I'm still working on your first track, man. Like, I'm not even feeling you like that, but I guess some people want to just put out so much thing, and you gotta actually work on your craft too. But like you said, these days, people just know they can put out one song and it blows.
Yeah.
And that's all they care about. They don't give a fuck about the craft. I just blow once and go on tour and I'm good.
Yeah. It's funny because like that was my strategy with releasing music at one point was put something out, it might blow, who knows, right? Pay for promo, all that other stuff. But like when I really think back to like when I really first fell in love with music, it was the albums. You know what I mean? I think about albums like Blueprint.
Nice.
I think about 36 Chambers.
Hell on Nerve.
You know what I'm saying? I think about like the Carter albums.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? I think about like those kind of albums, and I'm like, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Mm.
Like those albums, like you go from start to finish. It takes you on a journey.
It's a journey.
You know, you feel like after you listen to that album, either you know the artist a little bit more, or you know what that artist was going through.
And you're
that
reading
moment.
the back of the thing at the same time when
You know what I'm saying?
you're like, yo, you know why you produced this? Like, you know, you got way more into that. I know
that
what you
feeling,
mean.
that rip the packaging off the CD feeling.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean, I'm making
Going
me
on
sound
that
hella
journey.
old right now, but
You're in the room.
No,
crazy.
Capture that, bro.
That shit is crazy.
that's what I fell in love with when I started listening to music.
Yeah.
Right? So like,
Front door open.
as much as I understand the accessibility and everything is great with the digital age of music,
Boring.
there's no experience with the music anymore, and I find that like maybe for me that's what's missing.
Like having shrines. Like
You know
I
what
would
I'm
love
saying?
when people come in and see all my CDs, be like, yo, you know, what about this? You know, what did you know about that, bro? Like, you know, show people what you know about. You don't have the first Eminem, you're dumb, bro. Don't touch it. Like, it just makes it something for you to have, and also like you get to go in your music a lot more. Like now when you have shit on your phone, you know, people don't listen. I don't see people like, yo, don't listen to this new album. Let's check this shit out. It's great.
Most
Get the fuck out of here right now.
If you don't wind up on the
Sorry about
playlist,
this word.
people don't listen to you, right?
true.
If you don't wind up on the playlist that they subscribe to, right?
Yeah.
So like, and I understand that's just people's method of how they listen to music. I'm not judging that in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just more so talking about how I became a fan of music, right? So now that I'm creating music, I'm creating it from like the fan perspective.
Yes.
Whereas like I want to create it, and like okay, fine, it would be cool to get a single from me, and you'll get that, but like that's gonna be a part of the album because when you got a single from an artist back when I was coming up, it was the lead single to the album.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
one
you
or
like
two singles.
you have this, and you have it, and you're like, yo, let me listen to this guy as you're going home.
Yes.
Either that or a weed plate. You know what I mean? Those are get dashed out your
That's
window,
what I'm
but
saying. You know, if you had one song, it was like okay, nice song. Where's the rest of it?
yeah.
Now it's like you can have one song and build a whole career off that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
then now
and-
you're making your music off of that one
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You know, and I'm not no judgment to that. Like, you know, if
No,
the
no.
song is bumping, it's bumping. But like, I feel like that. I personally feel like it shortchanges the fans just doing one, so giving them one like, singles here and there. But I also feel like me personally, it's just not a finished body of work, and I feel like I need to give. So that's why, like, you know, we're talking about Black Gold, and like that was an EP, it's becoming an album.
Yeah, for facts.
Yeah,
You
also.
should, you know? That's great. That's great. So, any questions else you want to ask him? Same vibe?
No, honestly, I like what you said with the album thing because it's a lost art. But that being said, I guess maybe I'd take it this way. It seems as though putting out singles is the best way to get like momentum and stuff. And I've heard that don't do albums until you actually have a fan base.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but like, because like the albums that we used to listen to were artists who had the ability to make albums. Nowadays, anyone can make an album.
Yeah.
So back when you were listening to it, it was like the shit at the time, right?
Yeah.
Now, like, I could put out an album, you could put out an album, Dwayne could put out an album. Anybody behind the camera there could put out an album, and it's kind of like the.
It's
you
actually
do it in a
industry
week.
sufficient cost.
Yeah.
It's
That's-
what?
It's industry sufficient cost. That's why they don't do it. They're like, why fucking do that? My bad. So
No, I get. I think it's just for skits we don't.
No, but why put out? Because they might think it might cost like $1 million to make an album with the industry vibe.
Oh yeah,
The industry vibe, and they're
Yeah.
thinking, you know, we'll just put out 2 things, we'll stream it. When it hits, then we'll put the money on the artist.
Yeah.
They treat artists like nothing now. Back in the day, they would give an artist everything and didn't work on the industry. We're losing that way. Be like, aha,
Yeah.
I got $3 million off of this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I think we should bring the art back. On that vibe, because you like you said, it makes you feel like, you know, you did more. You're more passionate with your art. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I I feel you saying, like, I've heard it many times too, like, don't drop an album until you have a fan base and all that stuff. And like, I subscribed to that for a long time, and I just found I wasn't enjoying the process anymore. Right? Like, like I
more
would just be-
mechanical.
yeah, I'll just drop a song, bam, put it out. Hopefully people will listen to it.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
yeah.
crossed, and then time for the next song eventually, right? And that's cool. And like, don't get me like, you can still enjoy making music that way, but I enjoy like going months and months and hearing how the album sounds change versus like what I thought it might have been, or hearing, oh, you know what, like the song was gonna make the album, but now that I have all these other songs, the song might not make the album. You know, maybe I'll drop this as a single now. You know, those kind of things, and just like I feel like you enjoy the process of the life that you're living on the way to making that album, but also the different artists you're collabing with, the you know the things you learn technically while you're making the album, right? That's like everything I started to enjoy. So like like I said, I'm just enjoying the process, yo. Like I love making music, and I'm just gonna keep doing it, you know. Like, and I'm gonna do. For me, it's like I'm gonna do it the way I want to do it, and then you know, if that works out, great. If not,
we need a video party. When we're gonna get a music video?
Oh, it's coming soon.
No, don't like that. You heard what he said. It's coming. YYC. He's gonna get
coming just now.
No, we got links on videos. No, we met a couple people that shoot videos. We even have one in our squad. You know what I mean? Because I don't understand. There's a lot of Calgary artists that I've interviewed or talked to, and they're not really too keen on the videos. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think I love watching videos. It gives me a understanding of someone's personality. You know what I mean? Yeah. See how they move and. I basically, it's hard for me just to listen to songs sometimes because I can't picture people by listening to them. I just don't have that talent. I know some people. When I get to see people, I have the talent just to see how they are, the way they move, the way they use their videos. I know you might not be an editor of your own video, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, you just get to see them more and how they are. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some videos. And if you want to get some done, let's talk about this on the rebound, you know? Oh, for sure. Because I'm pushing a lot of artists to do some videos. Like, trust me. Yeah. I'm more on the collaboration videos, though, bro.
I'm trying to decide what song I'm going to do in video for, like, this
do all
the
of
first
them.
video.
That's what I said.
No joking.
But, like, for me right now, it's like, I want to do a video, like my first video at least. We'll see how it goes after that. But I really want the video to have, like, replay value. You know, like I don't want to just sit in front of the camera and rap. Like, I want the video to tell a story or
I love that.
Be funny as hell or something.
Humor is one of the best things to go. Well, you can't lose with humor. You know what I mean?
Like I want people to be like, yo, that made me laugh. So I'm watching the video for the video, and I kind of like the song, or maybe I really like the song. Yeah. The video is making me want to actually watch the video with the song. Yeah. You know, I want a reason for people to actually watch it because videos ain't cheap. So.
No, that's what I'm about to say. Like, I'm saying all of them, like, you got money. He's like, don't let the change fool you. I got these from my presents. No, but I feel you, like, it does take a lot of money to do things. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of artists got to start investing in themselves if they really want to get. It sucks. Like, a lot of people do not want to invest in themselves. They just hope that they put the one song on and it blows. Mm-hmm. But that's not the way it works. You know what I mean? You know, it's not hard. You know what I mean? But it takes a little bit, you know what I mean? Sometimes it takes a team. And you know how hard it is. You only have your own dream, and sometimes you can't wait for a team for your dream to move forward. I guess they will come, or if they don't, God just gave you the ability to do it yourself. But you just gotta stay focused and be humble. And he's very like, you know, humbled about how positive about what it is. And I think positivity is the best, you know. Been through a lot.
I think the fact that you just experience your music as joy is like, that's enough for me to take something from it. Because I know that sometimes when I'm working at it, it feels like work.
Yeah, you gotta. You're right. Sometimes you gotta remember what's the work part of it. Yeah. And then remember because once you got that love is out, it doesn't become fun anymore. It doesn't, like, you know, like you want to be able to wake up. Every day has to be something like, you know, you're enjoying it, writing your music. It has to balance it both. When it just becomes work now, and then you're gonna go do what you used to love becomes work, it just it kind of takes away.
I feel like sometimes, like, you know what I mean, especially you become adults, you have to work and freaking, you know, pay bills and do all that kind of stuff, you know. But when you can do something that maybe you've been doing as a child, you know, I feel like it's important for it to take you back to that time. Yes. Right. Like I want to feel like when I work on music, there's times where I feel like a kid again. Yes. You know, I'm like, I just get lost in that environment, you know, where like I feel like I'm, you know, in that bedroom when I was like 8 years old, you know, watching everybody record, listening to my bros' beats and everything like that. Like sometimes I'm back in that place when I'm making music mentally, you know. And so
that's a therapy too, you know.
That's what I mean, right? Yeah. So, like for me, I think it's just very important to like love it, but like it's like loving the process of making it, loving the, like, I guess, for me, I feel like it's important to love the feeling it gives you too. You know what I mean? Like I feel, when I'm making music, like, I feel like nothing can go wrong.
Do you feel that way when you perform? Or is it different? That's a different feeling. That you feel
You know what's funny? Like, I used to hate performing.
For sure. It's not about being shy. You just don't like being in the center of attention.
I don't like being the center of attention. I don't like everyone's eyes on me. Like
that's fucked up. I used to be like that too.
Yeah,
I don't know why, but Jordan's like, fuck that. Fuck.
No,
Sorry.
I feel like everybody used to be like that because you got to break. It takes a little while to get used to it, right?
Yeah.
Nah, man. Like it's funny because like when you're playing football, like people's eyes are on you, but
but also on the team.
I have a helmet.
But then there's also it's not all you, right?
Yeah, there's 12 people on each side of the field. Like they're watching everybody, you know.
Yeah. It's true. It's easy
I
to
get
be on Wu-Tang.
When you're out here, one man on the mic. You know what I'm saying? I don't even got no hype man beside me.
Yeah,
nothing.
straight. I know what you mean.
Like it's weird. Like these people actually want to hear what I have to say. That's what I'm thinking in my head at least.
Some people never lose it. You sometimes say, if you're not nervous, you're not going to do a good performance. Like even like I said, I don't remember. I said even Janet Jackson goes through that up to today. You know what I mean? Like she has a nervous breakdown and she goes and kills it. You're looking at her like, how? Just this is how she is. I'm nervous no matter what it is. You know what I mean?
But I feel like now I've gotten to a point where I enjoy it. I mean, still get nervous, but like I think I enjoy debuting new music. You know what I mean? Like I was like after like sometimes people they heard like a song I performed and they're like, yo, that song was amazing. I put it on my playlist and it's like, yo, hear someone say that about my song. Thank you. Like that means the world to me.
Appreciate it.
You know, and then. So like when I go back and I record another track, I'm like, I can't wait to perform this one. Or like, like this one got me like one of my newer tracks that like my kid dances to it. So I was like, yo, my kid's 2.5 years old dancing to my track. Imagine what's gonna happen when like other people hear this and they actually like they know how to speak fully and say the words back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
for real. That's cute. That's cute.
That's what I'm living off of right now. Just I'm living off of the vibes.
Okay. And so honestly, this is great. This is great to hear, your perspective. I know you didn't give too much about your past, but I usually we get people back on the podcast to show what they've been doing later on, and I look forward to working with you. Like I know I'm gonna see you on shows. You know what I mean? I know we're gonna. I would love to do some things. Hopefully that all of us can get together on the track one day. Do the We Are the World track part 2. But yeah, it was a great interview with you. You know what I mean? I loved your humbleness. Is there anything you want to tell YYC when you're coming through? You don't want to give them too much. Just let them know. Let them know what's going on. What you're looking forward to.
Love Death Bravo is out right now. All platforms. Go listen to that. Love Death Bravo. And by the time he finishes into that, you'll be getting another album shortly.
He said it shortly. We're gonna come for you on that one, but I'll text you down. No,
say less.
Any shows coming up that right now, or they'll be seeing you?
August 1st at Hitman's Bar. Come see me.
Oh, you're doing
that. Battle of the Throne.
Okay.
I'm trying, win some free studio time.
Thing,
you know what I'm saying?
You gonna be on that? Or you going through?
We'll see. Are you gonna be on that?
No, man,
$600 for the winner, dog.
You guys got it.
You didn't even know about the money, eh? You're just like studio time. I get to pay for it. There's no $6 bills.
But yeah, man, I love the interview. You're gonna do the booth, right?
Yeah.
You're getting in the booth. You got a track ready. YYC, we coming through live on the booth. Hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Got the squad up, Urban Migration. Respect. Zach, I see you. The whole team. So yeah,
Thanks for having me, yo. Thanks for having me.
Sure, man. Of course. Hopefully everything works out exactly at the end of the day. Everything will work out. No, don't be stealing my pen.
I know.
But just have faith. You know what I mean? Once you believe in God, a higher power. I'm not gonna say God. I want to get. These days, watch what you say on a podcast, but God, I call it God. But once you have that faith, and you stay, humble, and you're gonna always have your hurdles up in this game. Of course, the devil's a liar. He's always gonna try to pull you back every time you move forward a little bit. But it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Word.
So yeah, Urban Migration podcast up, and I love you guys. Thank you. Stay tuned. And Canada, we'll see you, man. Respect.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah. I ain't got no time for these niggas. I don't wanna talk like Breeze with the 9, little nigga. I knock off your block. Been steady on my grind, getting money. I ain't making chops. 100 spin the tires, and I really keep the engine stopped. Exhaust pipe obscene when I pull up on the scene. One look at how it gleam, make your bitch start to cream. She ain't make her own money, I don't want her though. At least a telly ting knows she a fucking hoe. In the series of my life, there's a handful of foes and a lot of fucking haters that won't make an episode. Before I turned 21, I been on savage mode, like I had infinite ammo, like a GTA code. Then I pull up like a gift sent from Robot Santa, from Toronto with the heat, like when the raps were in Tampa. All you pussy niggas sweet, like some orange Fanta. Most my niggas' parents, y'all they bum that boo-ju Banton. When I play this for the magnum, they like ooh, he snapping. Keep the conversation short because in truth he trapping. Nanny say he got my back because these dudes keep yapping, but I'm practicing restraint because a case can't. I ain't got no time for these niggas. I don't wanna talk like Breeze with the 9, little nigga. I knock off your block. Been steady on my grind, getting money. I ain't making chops. 100 spin the tires, and I really keep the engine stopped. I ain't got no time for these niggas. I don't wanna talk like Breeze with the 9, little nigga. I knock off your block. Been steady on my grind, getting money. I ain't making chops. 100 spin the tires, and I really keep the engine stopped. The way I'm adding up this money, make them haters multiply. If they wanna minus me, then I conquer and divide. Leave them bitter like some mob because they hate to see me strive. I'm the type of nigga to do some shit that you afraid to try. You can see it by my side, guarantee she gon' be fly. She the type of thick that jiggle so long it got me mesmerized. And the way that I pull up, I'm a different type of guy. I got the custom made suit and Versace on the tie. I ain't got no time for these niggas. I don't wanna talk like Breeze with the 9, little nigga. I knock off your block. Been steady